Hello, this is Caden Miller, and today we're going to go through mental health training and what this program is going to provide and what the why it's necessary. Um, so first of all, an overview. This training program is shining light on and aimed to address mental health in the workplace. Which mental health is a critical topic for employees' self-being and success in the company. It's just shining light on something that can be overlooked, but also um, has a great impact on the company if the problem is resolved, or can have a great negative impact on if it's just overseen. And so before we get started into it, just the agenda of what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to introduce what mental health is, what it does, and stuff like that, and then the health importance and impact in the workplace. Then I'm going to talk about some transformational benefits. Then I'm going to talk about improving workplace satisfaction, and then implementing those strategies, and monitoring and measuring success. So to begin it off, I want to talk about why mental health. And I found in the MHA, Mental Health America, in 2022, 81 of workers report that the workplace stress affects their mental health, compared to 78 respondents in 21. So we can see that there's been an increase of stress from the workplace. And something cool about this is in the article, it was talking about how this group of people went around to different types of companies. I think it was 17 types of companies, and randomly did a random sample on workers, and wanted to figure out what their mental health is like. And so discussing mental health is just critical as it directly affects employee performance, satisfaction, and overall workplace culture. By prioritizing mental health, we can create a supportive environment that enhances productivity and reduces turnover. So this topic is very common to see in not only the workplace, but you also see it on social media. You also see it in the world happening, where there's been this big push of focusing on mental health because it's become such a significant issue that is in that is grabbed a lot of people's minds. And so before we go more in depth, I want to talk about some foundational information that will help understand where I'm coming from, reasons why we should use this, why we should create programs and practices to help captivate and help and support people with their mental health. So the Webster definition, it states the condition of being sound mentally and emotionally that is characterized by the absence of mental illness and by adequate adjustment, especially as reflected in feeling comfortable about oneself, positive feelings about others, and the ability to meet demands of daily life. So I like that. I like that definition. But what I've got from that, to basically sum it up, is mental health affects the way that we think, the way that we feel and act. It also influences how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So you can see that mental health is overall someone's just well-being. It's their health. It affects the daily function, and I think it really has a strong lens of the quality of one's life. I think mental health, if it's not done with carefully, or even helped with before the fire begins, um, I mean, it can just range from mild stress, and then as it builds up, can go into even more severe mental illnesses like depression or bipolar disorder, which is why it needs to be dealt with in the very beginning. And so I want to talk about the use, the effect, and the need for the practices in the workplace. So the use is just implementing mental health practices, which could lead to more resilient and uh, productive workforce. It's to be there for support. It's like the support programs, which would give access to counseling, mental health days, and support, like those kind of resources. And the effect that it would have is improve mental health, um, could reduce absent absenteeism, higher job satisfaction, and increase overall performance. It's 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 supposed to enhance and increase the team, increase individual people, so that way it can help with the team overall and help with that culture, like I said in the beginning, and the need for it. Well, we can see that these issues are common around the world and in the workforce and even at home, and has a significantly has significantly impacted workplace dynamics and individual performance. And addressing these mental health needs is a must for maintaining a healthy and effective work environment. If everyone is dealing with such a heavy load, or mental problems, or even going through something at home, it affects not only them, but it affects the whole culture and environment around them. So there's a need for this. Now the great thing is talking about it. Um, it's very daunting, but also the transformation that it has exponentially higher reward in the end of dealing with it, and making sure that everyone is on the same page and healthy. It increases the productivity. Employees who have mental or are mentally healthy are more engaged and motivated. You get people to jump on the team, you get people to feel good about what they're doing. It reduces turnover. Basically, a supportive environment can reduce the turnover rate. I mean, it just makes people know that you want them to stay longer. I actually was reading a quote when I was researching this, and it was, you want to train people so good that they can leave, but also pay them enough so that they want to stay. And so you basically want these people to feel like they are supported, and that they are part of the family. And with doing supporting their mental health, it shows them that they're seen, and that they you care about them. And enhanced team dynamics, which it just mental health brings improved communication and collaboration among team members. Again, helping one person can help the whole team, in all. And innovation and creativity. A positive mental state can lead to increased creativity and problem solving abilities. When your mind is so crowded and clouded, it's very hard to think properly, because you're looking through a different lens. You're looking through a different peephole that you're almost not seeing. Not people, but your tunnel vision to your problems, and going through what you're doing, which is totally um, all right, because obviously there's going to be things that happen in life. But with having the training program of mental health and going through these mental health practices, it will help that state of mind to be greater and widen the tunnel vision. And so improvements in the workplace is it reduces stress. Effective mental health strategies reduce workplace stress and burnt out. You don't want your workers to feel like they're going into another day where they're just doing their thing and then they just leave. And a place of work should feel like you're taken care of, and that you're all right, and that you reduce the stress, not enhance it. Better work-life balance. Support for mental health helps employees manage their work and personal lives more effectively. It's very easy to take all the stress that you've had, and all the stress that comes from work, or maybe it comes from home. And either way, wherever it comes from, it negatively affects both sides of the story. And it just increases a better life balance if you deal with it, and you focus on it, and you help it and support it. And increase job satisfaction. Employees feel more valued and understood when their mental health needs are addressed. You make them feel like you care. A quote or an article said, supervisor and manager training in employee wellness and mental health helps supervisors learn how to support employees and recognize signs of stress and mental health issues, which helps reduce turnover and absenteeism. Like I said before, this is showing that letting the managers and supervisors and the CEOs and all the higher ups to see that it's important to see how your employees' wellness is doing, because this will help the managers and the leaders to support effectively the employees that are under them, making them know that, hey, we're with you and we're going to get through this together. Now, in implementing these strategies, now this is important because you may know all the information, you may know why you should do it, but how do you go about it? How do you get to the place where these strategies are helping out and seeing it? So awareness programs, I like this because it allows people to it's conducting regular workshops and seminars on mental health. And the reason why I like this is because you get another perspective, and you get people to learn, and you get people to understand that there is a way out, and there is support that is there for it. Support systems, establish employee assistant programs, and mental health resources. So again, just making sure that they're assisted in any way that may be going on, and giving them a program, and even going through with a program to help them understand. Training, so provide training for managers and employees on recognizing and addressing the mental health issues. You want your leaders to know that it's important to look at how the team is, but also how each individual person is doing. So this is just training them to see it, what to look for, and how to go about it. Policy develop and enforce policies that promote mental health, such as flexible working hours and mental health days. So yes, at work you need to get a job done. Yes, you are being asked. There's a responsibility that comes with it, but it is important to be able to take a step back and focus on how the machine is running. Take a step back and just truly see how to help, and how to just give to the employees, to show that I appreciate the things that you're doing. I appreciate the work that you've been putting in, the time that you've taken away from your family to come and work and even provide for them. And just showing that you see that, but also giving them more and more benefits towards it, and helping their mind, their mental state, to help them be more productive. And so measuring and monitoring. So this is important because you may be putting in a program. Yes, you may be testing to, you may think that it's going great, but sometimes it's good to take a measurements and monitoring, seeing what is going on, seeing how it is being effective, because there's nothing worse than putting all this time and money into a program that really isn't helping out. So some ways that you can check that out is using surveys and feedback. Conduct regular surveys to gauge employees' satisfaction and mental health. Just allowing them to speak back to you and what's working, what's not, letting them have a voice. Performance metrics, track changes in absenteeism, productivity, and employment turnover. So just looking at what's going on, tracking to see how everyone's doing, tracking to see their performance and their productivity and how effective they're being, and just seeing if anyone's leaving at certain times, or what's going on, what's making them leave, just to see where they're at and seeing how healthy it is. I really like this one, focus groups. See these focus groups to be held periodically to gather qualitative feedback on effectiveness of mental health incentives. So basically, this just allows people to get together, um, initiative, sorry, gets people to get together and talk about what's going on. Because you may feel like you're the only one, but when you get into those focus groups, you actually allow people to help each other, and you help the team build off of each other, which is so great. And they now can, after the groups, they can now help each other uh, to go further than what they would have been, because now they know that there's a team with them. And adjustments. So just collecting that data and adjust anything that may be uh, that may need to be fixed, or maybe it's just a small tweak that you have to do. Maybe it's how long it goes, or making it go longer if it need be. But it's just making those adjustments to make sure that it's effective. And so by prioritizing mental health in the workplace, it is essential for a thriving, a productive, and a satisfied workforce. By implementing effective strategies and continuously monitoring their impact, we can create a supportive environment that benefits both employees and the organization. Thank you. And so I would like to open it up for any questions or anything that may seem blurry, or maybe just some advice. I would love to answer your questions. Thank you.